So the first thing that we need to do is to find the speed of this one here. So to do that, we're going to use conservation of energy. So the kinetic energy at the end, hold on a sec, the kinetic energy at the end is going to be equal to the change in potential energy. So in the end, the total mass that's going to be moving is both of these blocks. So kinetic energy in general is 1/2 mv squared. So in this case, it's going to be 1/2, m over 2 plus m over 2, that's the total mass, times v sub h, that's what they told you to call the velocity, squared. And that has to be equal to the change in potential energy. Well, it's only this hanging block that's going to change its potential energy. So since potential energy in general is mgh, our change in potential energy is going to be the mass, which is m over 2, times g, times the change in height, which is called d here. So together here we have 1/2 m v sub h squared is equal to 1/2 m gd, which leads us to v sub h equals the square root of gd. The next one is to find the force of gravity on this rope. Now the only thing pulling down is the part of the rope that's hanging. So that's some fraction of the rope. The fraction that's hanging is y over the total amount of rope, which is capital L. So the fraction of the mass that's hanging is this times the mass of the whole rope. The force of gravity in general is mg. So in this case, the force of gravity is equal to y over L mg. The next thing they ask you to find is the work done by gravity on the rope as a function of y. So work in general is the integral of f dx, whatever the distance is that's changing. So we take our force that we just found, y over L mg, that's the force. And then the dx, well, we see that the variable that's changing is y. So we're going to call that dy because that's the name of the variable. Now to make this integral easier, I usually like to take everything that's not y out of the integral. So that's mg over L outside the integral. And then we just have the integral of y dy. And we know that the antiderivative of y is 1/2 y squared. So that means that the work is going to be equal to mg over L times 1/2 y squared, or mg y squared over 2L.